Hi guys, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how I created these epoxy-free glitter pens. To create these pens, I used Brite Tone from the Crystalac Company. Towards the end of this video, I'll be announcing who were the 2 lucky winners of my giveaway that I announced in my last video. So be sure to stay tuned for that. And as always, guys, if you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to ask down in the comment section. Don't forget to also like this video and subscribe to my channel if you aren't already. So I started off by prepping my pens. These are the pens that I use. They're the Papermate Inkjoy gel pens. They came in a pack of 10. I purchased these off Amazon. As always, I'll link everything that I used in this video down in the video description. So I started off by removing the clip off the pen. I did that using some pliers that I purchased in the Dollar Tree. It could be any type of pliers that you might have laying around the house. And you're just going to remove the clip and then take apart the pen. You do want to be sure to save all the pieces that come with the pen. It's 4 pieces in total. So you're going to end up with this part of the pen, and I did go in with an X-Acto knife just to remove the remaining piece of the clip that was left over there, just so that it'll be easier when I start sanding the pen. Then I went in with 220 grit sanding paper and just made sure that my pen was well sanded. These pens do have this rubber part, so you just want to be sure that that part is well sanded. I then did go in with 400 grit sanding paper and just went in to make sure that everything was really smooth. And then I placed my pens into these wooden dowels that I purchased from the Dollar Tree, just so that they will hold my pens. To continue the prepping process, I am going to go ahead and base coat my pens. It's best to match your base coat color with the color of glitter that you're going to be using. That way you only have to add 1 coat of glitter to your pen. Here I'm spray painting some, and I also went ahead and base coated some with Universal White from the Crystalac Company. The ones that I did spray paint, I went ahead and waited 24 to 48 hours for them to off gas. You do want to be sure to allow your pens to off gas before you add any Brite Tone to your cups if you do choose to use spray paint. To add my Universal White, I just went ahead and used a Taklon brush and added my Universal White to my pens. So this is what the Brite Tone looks like. This is what I'm going to be using to glitter my pens and also to gloss them up. This is an epoxy alternative. It's a water-based, non-toxic top coat, and it's a great alternative to epoxy, and it's safe to use even indoors. I'll go ahead and link Brite Tone down in the video description if you guys want to go check it out. Next, I'm going to go ahead and glitter my pens. To do that, I'm going to be using Brite Tone. I went ahead and transferred it from the gallon to this condiment bottle. And I'm just going to add a small amount of Brite Tone to my pen. Just making sure that the entire pen is covered with Brite Tone. And then I'm just going to go ahead and dump my glitter onto the pen. To dry my pens, I'm going to just go ahead and put them on this paintbrush holder or organizer that I purchased from the Dollar Tree. Nothing fancy, I'm just going to allow them to hang dry. After adding your glitter, you are going to allow the pens to dry for 4 hours. So I continued the same process. I went ahead and added a small amount of Brite Tone and then added my glitter. 2 of the pens that I matched the base coat to the glitter, which were the solid color ones, those only needed one coat of glitter, like this black one that I'm doing here. The only pens that I did need a second coat for were these that I also did, which were the pencil style pens. After each coat of glitter, I did wait 4 hours to allow the pen to dry. To do these pencil style pens, I just kind of did it by section. I went ahead and added the yellow in the middle, and then I went ahead and added the pink or the gold on the bottom. And I kind of just ombreed it with the yellow. And then I went ahead and added the pink down at the bottom. Just kind of like the same ombreing it into the yellow. So these are the pens that I went ahead and base coated with the universal white. So here I'm adding a second coat of glitter to the pens that needed a second coat. I just went ahead and added a small amount of Brite Tone. Just making sure that the entire pen was covered. And then I went ahead and added a second coat of glitter. After adding my second coat of glitter using Brite Tone, I went ahead and waited 4 hours to allow my pens to dry. After allowing my pens to dry for 4 hours, I am now going to seal my glitter using E6000 spray. Sealing your glitter ensures that you have a protective layer of something in between your Brite Tone and your glitter. This helps with glitter fallout. When you go to add Brite Tone, you won't have any glitter fallout or the glitter moving around when you add Brite Tone. So you're just going to go ahead and give it a light spray. And I did spray my pens twice with E6000 spray. I sprayed them and then I waited 40 minutes to allow them to dry. And then I sprayed them again. After the second spray, I did allow my pens to dry overnight just to ensure that my E6000 sprays were completely dry before I go and add Brite Tone to my pens. After allowing my cups to dry overnight, I am now going to start coating them with Brite Tone. I went ahead and added them to my spinner. This spinner that I purchased it from Amazon, and it's actually a cup holder, as you probably know, and I just went ahead and added some rubber bands to it, and that held my pens on very well. You don't need really anything fancy to hold your pen, so I just went ahead and added some rubber bands to my normal cup holder, and that did the job. So I'm just going to add a thin coat of Brite Tone to my pens and then go ahead and position them on my cup turner. After adding your coats of Brite Tone, I did let them spin for an hour and then dry for an additional 3 hours. Every coat of Brite Tone is added exactly the same. You add a thin coat of Brite Tone, as I mentioned before, and then you allow your pen to spin for an hour and then dry for an additional 3 hours. And you do that for each coat that you give your pen. I didn't film myself giving each coat of Brite Tone to my pens, but as I said, every coat is added the same, and then I did sand every 3 coats of Brite Tone. To sand my pens, I just went ahead and used 400 grit sanding paper to go ahead and sand my pens, and this just helps to smooth out your pen, and it just helps reduce the overall amount of Brite Tone coats that you are going to need to achieve a glossy pen. After sanding, I'm just going to go ahead and continue coating my pen until it's completely smooth. After sanding, I did just wipe them with just a lint-free cloth. And then I'm going to continue coating with Brite Tone until I feel that my pen is smooth enough for my decals or my designs that I'm going to be adding to the pens. This here is coat number 4 that I added to the pens, and I allowed them to spin for an hour and dry for an additional 3 hours. And as I said, I'm going to just continue coating until they are smooth enough, they are no longer bumpy, and then that's when I'm going to add my designs to the pens. You don't want to add any designs or decals to your pens until they are completely smooth, because then your vinyl will then be bumpy. So now that my pens are smooth enough, I'm going to go ahead and add my designs. Most of these are vinyl designs that I cut out using my Cricut machine. And one of them was a water slide decal, which is this one with the Mexican flag. So now that my pens have their designs, I'm going to go ahead and continue coating with Brite Tone until I'm satisfied with the gloss finish. I'm going to allow my pens to spin for an hour and then dry for an additional 4 hours. Now that my designs are fully covered and I am satisfied with my gloss finish, I am done with the pen, and I'm just going to go ahead and put them back together with their original pieces. I did go in with an X-Acto knife and just take off any Brite Tone that might have gotten stuck at the edges of the pen, and then just continue putting the pens together. So this is how the pens turned out. They were super fun to make, and it was something different from cup making, even though the steps were very similar. So I really enjoyed making them, and thank you guys so much for watching. I will be announcing the giveaway winner in just a few seconds. But thank you guys so much for watching this video, and don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And like I said earlier, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you aren't already. Thank you. So now to the exciting part, I'm going to go ahead and announce the winners of the giveaway. There will be 2 winners, and I went ahead and inserted the names of everyone who entered on here and on Instagram on wheelofnames.com. The first winner is Come and Craft Co. And the second winner is Made by Mary Mac. You guys have a week to go ahead and claim your price. Go ahead and send me a message, and I'll be sure to send your price over. Thank you guys so much for watching.